Hey guys, how's it going? Right now I'm out here just enjoying nature. It's helping me get my mind off things, and so is therapy. I've been doing that lately. Um, I've been getting a lot better. And a lot of that has to do with the title of today, why I no longer have virtually any friends from high school or middle school. And I actually made one take of this of just me being raw, but I realized like I kind of went all over the place, so I wanted to make it more concise and not fake things because I feel like I was all over my brain trying to make points that just don't make sense. So I wanted to do it justice and explain why I no longer have friends from like high school, middle school. And I have some acquaintances from elementary I still talk to every now and then because I feel like everyone has like an elementary friend that they like. And sorry, I don't know if that cut out. My phone battery's kind of low, but I just had to come out here and just talk about it because I feel more tranquil in this weather and in the sun. You know, finally I touched grass, but let's get right into it. And this is like one of the major reasons why I was on a hiatus for so long because I thought these people that cared really didn't. Because I realized sooner or later that they were just using me to compare themselves and make themselves feel better. And there's a great saying I read from a history book a while ago from, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt was saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And I see a whole lot of that nowadays. I feel like my generation, I'm Gen Z, I was born in 2003, and it's just, everything is so comparing nowadays, so superficial. And I know that's not everyone, but just this generation especially has a big problem with that. And I know we're in our early 20s, but it's like, God, it's just focus on yourself. And that might sound selfish, but focus on yourself when it comes to your job and building yourself up because it's only going to bring you down. If you're constantly looking at others, trying to feel superior, it's just going to tear you down because you realize you're being a selfish asshole. That's a negative way of being selfish. There are positive ways. I think a positive way was when like I said, I went to therapy and got better. I feel the happiest I've been in a long time. I mean, as I said before, I'm outside. Gosh dang it! But I and I realized even though I feel like I'm at the tippy top of the mountain, I still have Everest to climb. And people just try to pull you down. Because I remember 2 years ago when I was at my worst, I went to a stress center in my town. I'm not going to say where I live. A lot of people who are in my comments can probably guess or know where I live because they know me. But it's like, I was at a stress center because I wanted to kill myself. I really did. And I know I sound so nonchalant saying it now, but for years I've bettered my mental fortitude and my headspace to the point it no longer feels like a battle. Like it still is. I sometimes get random thoughts of like wanting to do that, but not as frequent. And I remember the reason why I want to get help, what inspired me is when I realized I had a problem. Like the day after I graduated high school, I wanted to slit my throat. I really did. And a year later at 20, I realized I was at my worst and I decided to help myself. And people thought that was selfish. A lot of my old friends, and that's why, hold on, I wonder if I'm just checking my battery, making sure this video's not going to go out again. But at that moment, I realized those aren't friends. People who judge you for trying to be better, trying to help your mental health, they judge you to make themselves feel better. They can go fuck themselves. I've been trying to curb my cussing, but truth be told, if people act like that, just run from them, leave them behind. And that's what I've done with most of my friends because they judge me like, what? You went to go get therapy? They're judging me like, oh, you're evoking emotions weak for a lot of males especially, and I feel like that's a huge problem with the whole manosphere, which is another video I can go into depth with, but just so toxic. It's like you're really gonna judge me for trying to be better because I quit my job because I was fucking depressed. because it wasn't that long of a job, but I would go do filing and stuff, and I was so alone then, because the job when I was doing filing is mainly by myself. I'd sometimes talk to people, but I felt so lonely, and it's just humans need companionship, friendship, and socialness. And even with most extroverts, I don't see that anymore. It's all about ourselves, selfishness in a negative way. It's Instagram posts trying to make us look the best. In reality, most of those people don't talk to that many people seriously. They don't have that many intimate, close, platonic relationships. They just use it for visuals, style over substance. They use it to make themselves look good, even though they have a lot of flaws. And I think social media has destroyed so much of our generation, I feel like. And I'm parched. I know this is killing me slowly, just like social media, but I've been drinking a lot of water too. Like, I've been doing a lot of stuff lately that I'm proud about. I've been doing more push-ups and stuff, and I don't know, in this generation especially, just another problem with a lot of these friends is, like, I don't know, it's just, I think social media is a huge problem of why I cut a lot of people off, because they're just so toxic. They talk behind my backs, and reiterating about the points before, when they were shit talking me for going to therapy and going to the stress center to get help, they would have group chats of just shitting on me, because for some reason it makes people feel better, just putting people below them. And a lot of people who do that type of stuff have trauma and were bullied, and I can relate to that. But I've been bullied too, and I got out of that zone of putting my trauma onto others. I'm done with that. It's just, how are you going to be ruined by someone and ruin someone else with the same pain? I will never understand it. And even when I did, because I'm not a good human being at times either. I've done that before, but I've learned from it, and now I want to do some good in the world. And it's just, to help one soul is to help the world. And I don't see that a lot of days. It truly is hard to be kind and earnest, because so many people are superficial, especially where I grew up. I've been living at this house for 10 years. And in this specific city that I live in, it is a major reason why I cut most of these people off, because it's like, I live in one of the richest counties in America, and it truly shows. Like, everything does not feel real. These people don't feel real. They will stab you in the back at any second just to feel better or get more attention, more followers, and just, I'm so fucking sick of it. It's so degrading. Like, we view ourselves as numbers, and I think it's only going to get worse, because we're in the late stage of capitalism, folks, and it shows. And I won't get political, or people call me woke for some things. And it's like, shut the fuck up. It's called an opinion. You should learn that sometime. Not everyone thinks the same in white America. That's where I feel like I live. And it's just, people are so toxic. I don't know, but that's why I cut all those people off, just because there were all those things and more. And I want to move on to greener pastures. I want to get better friends who actually have values and try to live up to their morality. Maybe that's why I don't know if I'm becoming more religious, but I feel more spiritually inclined. Like, I'm willing to give the idea of a God a second chance, because just, I used to think a lot of the meanest people in the world were people who were religious, because I grew up in like a Christian high school, and a lot of people there were fucking shitty to me. But it's like, I don't know, I think it's everyone, but especially like atheists, because what's the point of living if you have no value? And I feel like some atheists, I think, are genuinely good people. And this is me going on a tirade, but this is me about my future here. And it's like, I want to meet all types of people. Even though I just said I'm spiritual, I'm going to sound like a walking contradiction. I still feel pretty atheist, but it's like, a lot of atheists, these are the type of atheists that I don't like, genuinely do things just for their own selves, because they realize, at least in their perspective, there's no reason to live, so they're just gonna use people and do all this horrible, heinous stuff. And it's like, even I have morality, and I'm an atheist, so don't overgeneralize people. But I don't know, I kind of just went on a tirade there, but it makes sense, right? Like, I don't know. I think... Is someone listening? I thought I just heard a tree branch, and it felt like a footstep. Eerie. I'm in a horror movie, but life is a horror movie. That shit's scarier than anything else. But I don't know. I feel motivated more than ever, and now that I'm going back to college, and I'm going back to a public one soon. I go to the community, but I want to make some genuine friends. Going back to like the earnest relationships and people with actual morality. I want to do that. I think it's imperative for human nature to want to I don't know, reciprocate it and be nice to others and have relationships, and that's what I'm focused on. I have a lot of goals too. I want to work this summer, get a big boy job, and hopefully people don't fucking make fun of me for wanting to get a job, because if people made fun of me for leaving for trying to get mental health help, I can imagine there's people who are going to judge me for working at like a fucking Chick-fil-A or something bullshit. And I'll try to cuss less, but it's another goal. But some of that was warranted. And yeah, I think I ranted long enough, went all over the place. I said I'd try not to in this video, in this take, because I did one take before and I instantly hated trying to do another. But I think it was important to get my thoughts more clearly, more concise. And I'll leave off with that one quote I said at the beginning from Teddy Roosevelt. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that's so true. Don't put yourself down for others. Be selfish in a positive way. Don't put others above you who treat you like trash. We're all equal. And find people who view you as legitimately equal and who want to have a good relationship with you. All right. See you guys. Be kind out there. Be safe. And if you need help with like kind of how I talked about mental health before, get it, seek it if you can. And if you can't, talk to someone about it, because I think it's important. Cheers to life. Go make some friends. I care.